Earlier, CNA's Roland Lim spoke to Tommy Wu. He's a senior economist at Commerce Bank, and he talked about the potential complexities that could arise since it's not clear if a Chinese court would recognize the Hong Kong ruling.
It's actually not very clear because there hasn't really been that many cases where this arrangement has been enacted or used. So, and as you said, because Hong Kong and mainland China are two different jurisdictions, so this time around, this will be a challenge. So, in the case that if the court, if a court in mainland China there's no court in mainland China that actually recognizes this Hong Kong court case, then perhaps there are limited things that the provisional liquidator in Hong Kong can do. But otherwise, if there is a court in mainland China that actually does recognize this court case, then still, I think this will still be a long drawn-out process.
So mainland authorities have so far prioritized the completion of unfinished projects by developers. So how much would you think that Evergrande's offshore creditors will actually get back?
Yeah, that's a very important question because now, in case that if in the better case scenario where actually a court in mainland China will recognize this court order, still because a lot of the Evergrandes projects involved a lot of its local subsidiaries, involves a lot of local governments, local authorities. So a lot of the economic and also political considerations we'll have to take into account. And so, it's actually going to be a very complex process for the liquidator to handle. And this will, even if they can handle it, it'll take a long time. Months or years.
So for our viewers out there, so the Hong Kong liquidator will take control of Evergrande's assets outside of China, including Hong Kong listed subsidiaries. But creditors really would stand a very slim chance of making an effective claim onshore.
That's right, because yes, the liquidator can obviously take control of the assets in Hong Kong. But then most of the assets of Evergrande are actually sitting onshore inside mainland China. So if the liquidator does not have the power, because if the court order is not recognized in mainland China, then there's only limited things that they can do in that case.
How do you see today's ruling affecting the broader Chinese property market?
So I think probably in the near term, not a lot. But as I said, this at the end of the day, this is a bad news, and so perhaps any bad news would be basically not good for the Chinese, the ongoing housing slump, because the sentiment in the property market has been fragile. A lot of that has to do with the fact that a lot of developers have been defaulting and were unable to complete their housing projects. So this is going to have an impact in terms of creating some kind of worries over whether more developers will suffer from the same problem. And also, perhaps would there be implications with regard to property developers' financing?